Alrighty, we are doing a response, a reaction to, I don't want to say verbal diarrhea, but of...
But you just did.
I did. Shh. That was a segue. That was a kind of a... without them knowing.
Yeah, right.
And of a Lore Reloaded video about Damar. Starfleet needed a hero, so they made one. What the holy fuck?
Yeah, a whole dissertation on this.
Verbal diarrhea, yeah.
Character Damar from Star Trek Deep Space Nine. That it was just... it got us to watch, but I mean, the dude just went all like into a deep dive about this character Damar.
Not a deep dive, a lot of words.
Yeah, but yeah,
a lot of words, but nothing.
Clearly, he put a lot of time into this, and
yes, but
thought out how he wanted to say all these.
Still a superficial analysis,
right? It wasn't very deep. But it was long.
Yeah,
very lengthy, very wordy, and for him to take all the time that he took and put all the thought and energy into this minor character.
Yeah. And where is the
generally almost obscure character?
And he's on a moral high horse about.
Yeah. There's like a little message in there too, like comparing it to
current day politics.
Current day.
Is that what you're trying to?
And I mean, I'm not necessarily like right now today, like with the current, but
maybe so.
Some comparisons to
recent history.
Yeah,
But I don't think he was because he is a dyed in the wool lefty loony. I mean, he was all in for clearly. Kamala. Yeah.
And but does is his whole angle about how do you redeem yourself of these unspeakable things that you have done in the past and this and that and the other, and yeah, anybody's capable. Anybody can turn themselves around anytime. It's a choice.
Isn't that what the drunks say? Yeah, I mean,
it's a choice.
Yeah, it's a choice.
I mean,
and he puts up all these things about why he decided to do it. Do you know that? Have you talked to the writers?
I mean, even heavily spiritual religious people, I mean, they believe in redemption on your deathbed.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
That was Bart Simpson's way out.
Yeah.
He could do whatever he wanted, but then on his deathbed, I fucked up.
I repented all.
Yeah, and then the guy was like, that's a good idea. So
No, I mean, I think that's one of the things that a lot of pious people do, to justify some of their...
less than
their questionable choices. Yeah, and they repent it, and it'll be okay, and we'll do it again next week.
Yeah, or you pay the toll, and
right, right. Yeah. So many Hail Marys, and
you put $20 in. That's all right.
Yeah, do penance. Whatever.
It'll pay for the preacher's whore that week. It's all right,
and it'll clear you.
Yeah. So I just have a problem with the whole concept of why not talk about, I don't mind that he's giving an analysis of this character. That's fine. But he's attributing things that weren't in the script. That he talks like he's never watched the show. He really does.
Well, and it's just one of those characters that he's fixated on that nobody else has ever been. Anyway, and it sounds like he was kind of unhappy about Damar's death as it happened,
and not getting to do a struggle session with him.
He would much rather have had him out there, having to
prosecuted
the tribunal and defend himself and go through that whole thing, and he even said, unfortunately, the writers made it so we'll never know or whatever. And it's, what? It's their story.
Yeah.
Whatever happens is what's going to happen, and I mean.
Right, you need to write a better one then.
Write your own fucking story. I mean, really, when you, because it is what it is, man. You take it. It's just a fucking TV show, man.
Yeah,
it's a good TV show, but at the end of the day, it's just a television show, man. It's not all about all this reality and if they only went here or there, and it would be that much closer to like the real world, like in a way that I perceive it in my worldview, you know what? Everybody's got their own worldview, and they can all appreciate Star Trek from their own particular worldview,
from their own particular point of view.
Right?
I can't help it.
From a certain point of view, right? Because we all have it. And thanks for sharing, your thoughts on Damar like this. But my God,
not even.
I mean, my God,
what are you doing? Just seriously.
Really, I mean, that's somebody with way too much time on their hands to go that in depth.
Well, and I
know it wasn't deep, but he went in depth. Like, we went there.
Yeah.
Put all the details in with the Dominion War and this and that, and Cardassia, Bajor.
He pulled the wrong conclusions because obviously he was backed into a corner. And then once he realized that Cardassia wasn't going to make it, that's when he turned. And that's very human sort of thing to deal with.
Right. Which is what Star Trek at its Star Trek at its best, is a look at the human condition.
So
even the aliens have humanity in them.
So does he want a struggle session for Damar?
He wants to put Damar on trial.
Why?
He wants him to face his past. He wants him to go through all that
and
feel all those feels. Oh, but we got ripped off of that because he died in a way that wasn't even whatever happened.
It wouldn't even be heroic. He just got shot.
Right.
Yeah, he wasn't even...
It just... So, that happens in life too.
Yeah.
It does.
Sorry, kids.
People on their way to doing something great get gunned down or shot or cut down for whatever reason. It could be an accident.
Not always by the CIA, but most of the times by the CIA.
But I mean, or a crazy fan.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, but no, just it could be an accident and it cuts them down before their time and it happens. It happened to Damar. Deal with it.
It doesn't wow. Why are you fixated on this character particularly? Is there something that's happened in politics recently? Is it because Bill Maher went to the White House to have dinner with the bad orange man? Well, what's the problem? I mean,
why go revisit this right now?
Yes, and Damar, all the stuff that he, dealing with his past and all the shit that he's done in the before time. When all that came to fruition and it hit him like a ton of fucking bricks? When his wife and his kids were killed. And Kira said, yeah, what kind of people do that, Damar? That's when it hit.
And then that was his aha moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he kind of
was like, oh shit.
And yeah, no.
Yeah.
That changed.
At least that's what I got when I watched the show 1,000 times.
I mean, and that people say it all the time. You cannot understand anything in life unless it's happened to you and you've gone through it yourself.
Yeah.
You can have sympathy, empathy, you can try to understand it, but you really don't truly understand something unless it's happened to you.
Exactly.
And it happened to him and that changed him.
Yes.
Yes. That's a life-changing moment.
Right? He probably before when he started the resistance.
And he's like, God, I used to do that. I did that to people. Oh my God,
So when he was probably just doing this just because he thought he was going to be able to save Cardassia.
He was just doing his duty, whatever, following his orders,
Yeah.
But
there was
didn't give a second thought to.
There was no South America for the Cardassians to go to. I'm just
no, but
yeah. No Operation Odessa. So look it up, kids. And I just
and having that happen to him like that, and it made him reflect on, oh man, I've been doing that too.
Yeah,
that's fucked up.
Yeah,
I mean, I need to quit doing that shit.
Yeah.
And it's like I say, anybody can turn around anytime for any reason.
So I just don't.
That's one of the greatest things about our minds in general is that we have the ability to change them. You can change your mind about anything anytime you want.
Well, unless it's calcified in plastic. So, So, I just don't get what... I don't get the point of the video. Was it just to...
I think it was just a filler that's to put content up.
But
I don't think it was targeted at anything specific.
Okay,
Because
sure.
if it was, there'd be something there that you'd pick up on.
But I picked up on a bunch of things.
Yeah, but I mean,
people disappearing and like, oh well, isn't that what Trump's doing? And because Marr said that on his show last Friday, so I'm just like, why are we making this political still? And why did you want to have Damar face the tribunal? Why? What?
Mine was quite political.
Yeah,
but it wasn't our politics.
Right.
It was Cardassia Bajor politics.
Right. And Federation.
And it wasn't our current whatever's going on in our political climate.
Well, because Clinton was around when this was going on.
Well,
so it was great.
It shouldn't.
It shouldn't be, yeah.
It shouldn't, because it's...
yeah.
You know, I mean, if you want to do something about our current political climate, do a time slip into our time period and...
Oh, no, that worked so well in Picard.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you know, when they went to the Nazi planet and, you know, or, you know, whatever, if they wanted to make that kind of a statement.
Yeah.
The gangster planet, you know, do it like that.
The Nazi planet. Oh, yeah.
What
was the title of that? Patterns of Force?
Yeah.
Oh, my God, I am a nerd. Well... And then the gangster planet was a piece of the action, and yeah, oh my God. Anyway,
yeah, you might think you're cool, but you're never gonna be Spock with a Tommy gun cool.
That's true.
In a pinstripe suit. It was styling.
That was pimpalicious. Anyway,
where's that today in Star Trek? No. Now they're, I mean, a bunch of fucking.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So, tell us what you think. If you watched the Lore Reloaded episode, or if you just watched this one, and let us know anything we've said, because it was one of those things where you just can't let it just not go unsaid.
No, and I just couldn't.
He was
turn it off. I had to hear everything he had to say, because I was just like, oh my God, really? Wow,
that was a real stretch in logic.
Oh, some of it was really reaching, and just like I said, this guy put a whole lot of
effort,
spent a lot of time thinking about this. It wasn't just off the top of his head, because he had all kinds of stuff that he put into it that were, you know, real specific details. But what he was saying was not real deep. It was just, and I just think it was like, you know, let's look at this obscure character and do, you know.
I think it was very reactionary to something that happened or something that hit him in life. It
could be a whole reaction to things that are happening.
Yeah,
which. I can see, because so many people are reacting to things that are going on right now in so many different ways.
Yeah.
It's crazy right now. You can't make that shit up.
Remember, tariffs are bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyway, let us know what you think. Like, share, subscribe.